gon' get these drinks out here. I got money, so they put it in the bag. I'm pulling off all the tags and pulling off in a jag. Fuck being broke, cause broke niggas is mad. Get a job with your broke ass and get it out the hoe's ass. I go fast when I'm riding through the city lights. I'm from the Bay, West Coast with your city like new Nikes, fresh jeans and a snapback.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm a vibe, you a vibe, we should vibe, so you should what? You should like, comment, share, and subscribe, but only if you want to, only if you want to, only if you want to. If you're watching, that's really I appreciate. Everything else is extra. And if you want to subscribe to my membership for extra juicy tea, the link is down in the bio. So yeah, we are on the road to 5K. When we get to 5K, I'm going to be doing the series I've been telling y'all about how I lost my V card and how I got an entanglement with two cousins. Okay, so we on the road there. So if you want to subscribe. But if you're just watching and that's all you want to do, that's cool as well. All right, y'all, like I'm stuck between like two story times I want to tell right now. Like, I don't know, I've been battling all day. Like, it's been all day and I'm just now filming. It's like 5-6 o'clock and I'm like, I don't know, like any other story time tellers out there that's watching, do you get like, I don't want to say it's like a story time block, but do you just get stuck like, do I want to tell this now? Do I want to wait? Like, do y'all ever experience that? Because it'd be like some stuff, it's like, do I want to wait until my channel bigger or just put it out now? Like, you know, because it's just like, dang, I want this to hit, but I want this to hit when enough people watching. I don't know. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm stuck between these two story times. So I'm either going to talk about the time where I went to a PWI. That's a predominantly white institution. Basically, you went to a white school, predominantly white school. Or talking about how I went to beauty school and they basically scammed my mama out of her money. So I don't know, but obviously y'all see the title of the video and obviously I chose something. So I don't know. Let's just see. I think I'm going to go with the time I went to a PWI because it's going to kind of build up, I guess, eventually to this moment. I don't know. So that's just what we're going to go with because I don't know. So if y'all on the membership, y'all saw the video. If y'all haven't watched the new video, it's a new video up on the membership. So if you are on the membership and you already seen that new video I posted about some throwback shit, that's recent shit, y'all know the breakdown of, I talked about a little bit of breakdown of me moving. So just to reiterate, y'all, I can say certain words right in my head, but out loud, it don't come out right. It's reiterate. I'm just gonna basically give y'all like a little timeline of like my childhood moving history. So as y'all know, when I was a baby, of course I was born in California. Around 1 or 2, my dad took me, and then after that I was in like Texas and then like back and forth and just a lot of crazy shit going on in between. When I finally came back and really stayed stably with my mom, we were in Pittsburgh, and when we enrolled to school, the school that I was supposed to go to was called Willow Cove. Everybody in that neighborhood went to that school. But for some reason, they didn't have enough room for my grade level. So I went to a different school called Stoneman. So at that school, that's where I met Lee. Okay. And then after so long, I was able to go to Willow Cove, I think like a year or so later. No, actually, no, I didn't go to Willow Cove for hella long. Yeah, like a couple years. Eventually, I went to the elementary school, Willow Cove, and then I don't know if we moved halfway through the year, my 4th grade year or my 3rd grade year. I can't remember, but we moved to Concord. And this is where this story is going to take place. So just a little background on this, okay? And look, I don't want nobody to take offense to this because I know like, I mean, all type of races watch my YouTube. So I don't want y'all to feel no type of way or think anything. It's nothing like that. I'm just telling my story and this just happened to happen to me, okay? Now, If y'all do, oh, and it was Lee. I forgot to say in the last story time, the friend I was talking about, my best friend who took my man, or I don't know, y'all see, I posted a video here and I told y'all to guess what friend. It was Lee. It was Lee. That was the best friend I was talking about in that video. It was definitely Lee. So anyway, but I don't want nobody to think anything like, and just so y'all know, Lee is white and Portuguese. Okay, so yeah, so I've had plenty of white or Caucasian friends. I don't know what you can or cannot really say on YouTube, y'all. They be letting a lot of my shit slide, so I don't know. Maybe later on they may demonetize shit, but for now, like, I'll be talking, y'all be hearing me. They I don't know, maybe YouTube's on my side. Okay, anyway, yeah. So yeah, I've had plenty of all type of race friends. I've had Indian friends, I've had Latin friends, I've had African friends, Jamaican friends, white friends, all kind of friends. Like, I get along with any type of person. I don't base nothing off anyone's color. So I don't want y'all to think like, oh, she don't like white people or something. That's never the case, okay? But coming from where I lived in Pittsburgh, like, the schools we had out here were not predominantly white. It was a mix of kids. You would have black kids, white kids, Mexican kids, Filipino kids, Hawaiian kids, Tongan kids, Asian kids, Indian kids. It was just a mix of a bunch of different races. Okay, so it was like, I'm coming from living in Texas where it's predominantly black, and predominantly black where I lived, to growing up living in the city I lived in, Pittsburgh, where it was a mixed group of races. So when we moved to Concord, it's predominantly white people. Okay, so I had never been exposed to an environment like that. And I'm a small kid, I'm in elementary. So up until this point, I had never encountered technically like, I don't know if you can say racist or prejudice. I don't know, can you say that? I had never encountered a situation where I felt uncomfortable because of my skin color or my race. Let's just say that. So yeah, coming to Concord, I didn't think nothing of it. It's just a city over from Pittsburgh. So being that small, you don't think anything would be too different, because I've lived in Antioch, which is Antioch, Pittsburgh, Concord. Okay, so you don't think it'll be that much of a big difference. But when we moved out there and started going to stores, because we didn't go to school just yet, I could see like, oh, okay, it's not a lot of different races out here. So, but you know, as a small kid, you're not like putting two and two together. It's not like that much of a big deal. You're just thinking like, okay. So when I started going to school, now the first school I went out there was called El Monte, and I was in the 4th grade. So this school was like, it was predominantly white, but it had a lot of different mixed races there. And then this was like a special type of school, and they really like specialized in kids that had special needs. But for some reason, because my sister went to the school, what was this school called? El Dorado. They didn't have room for me and my grade. So me and my sister went to 2 different elementaries. So she's going to this school, El Dorado, and I'm going to this school, El Monte. Now, they would come pick me up on a bus because this was obviously not in my school zone. So they had a bus that would come pick me up and take me there. So cool. I had a really great experience at that school. I never felt uncomfortable because there was a lot of different other races, even though it was predominantly white people. So at this particular school though, this is when I learned I needed glasses. Now, if y'all didn't watch a video I posted, I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I had like one of my first videos, and I had told some like mini stories in one story time. I had talked about how like I couldn't see very young, but I didn't know that. So this is when I learned that I couldn't see. So at first I used to sit in the front, and then they changed the seats, and then I had sat in the back, and I couldn't really see. So I would always copy off the girl's paper next to me. Like, I wasn't copying her answers, but I would like copy anything that the teacher was like writing on the board. If she wrote it down, I would copy it down because I couldn't see. It was just blurry. I just couldn't see. But I didn't know how at that time, at that young age, like how to tell people I couldn't see. I just thought like something was wrong with me. I don't know. Like it didn't pop into my mind like you need to tell people you cannot fucking see. It's blurry. So that shit not, formulating in my mind. So one day the teacher caught me looking at this girl paper, and she like bust me out. She was like, "Oh, you're cheating." She was like, mind you, she said my name wrong. She was like Trishala. Everybody always want to say Trishayla, everything but Trishayla. And that's okay. You know what? I'm used to it at this point. It's okay. I like correcting people. It's Trishayla, my full name, okay? Shayla is my nickname. So yeah, so she said my name wrong. At this particular time though, I don't say nothing because I'm a kid. And she was just like, why are you copying off of, let's just say, Vicky's paper? And I'm just like, I'm not copying off Vicky's paper. So me and the teacher, we kind of going back and forth because I'm trying to tell her like, bitch, I'm not copying off fucking Vicky's paper. And she's like, well, I keep catching you looking at Vicky's paper and then you're writing shit down, so you cheating. And I'm going back and forth with her. I'm like, I'm not cheating though. Me and her don't have the same answers though. So I'm like going back and forth with her because I'm just like, bitch, how you gonna try to tell me that I'm motherfucking cheating? You don't know what's going on here. So she was telling me, she was just like, oh, I'm gonna tell your mom, I'm gonna call your mom. And at this particular time, mom was whooping ass. And I was just like, if she called my mom and tell my mom I'm cheating, I'm gonna get my ass whooped, and I don't want to whoop it. So I'm going back and forth with her. And then finally, like, I just started busting out crying. I'm just like, I can't see the board. I'm like screaming at her. I'm like basically like, bitch, I can't see. So that's why I'm copying off of Vicky's paper, because bitch, I cannot see. I don't know what you're writing on this board. So when that happened, like, she pulled me to the side and she's like talking to me and she's just like apologizing. She was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Why you didn't tell me? Da 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 da. Oh my bad, y'all. But I'm just like, bitch, I'm in 4th grade. I don't like, what are you talking about? Like in 4th grade, I'm shy as hell. I don't like, I didn't know that was something, you know what I mean? And you would think like you would get eye tests and they would know. I don't know. I was cheating. I will rememberize the letters in the order. And that's why I was like skating by, because I thought like if I failed the vision test that something was wrong with me. Like I was slow or something. And that's how I'm thinking at that time. You get what I'm saying? I'm a kid. I'm in 4th grade. Remember that. Don't judge me off the shit I'm saying. I'm just telling y'all. So yeah. So I'm like, shit, I'm like just crying to her. I'm like, well, shit. So she apologized or whatever, and she was just like, oh, well, you can sit in the front and we're gonna have you do a vision test and test your vision, and then we're gonna work with your mom and get you some classes. And I'm just like, okay, awesome. So for like a week, I sat in the front. They did my little vision test, and they was like, okay, you're blind as a bat. And from then on, I wore glasses. I had finally got my glasses. Now, I really liked it this school. Like, I had a really good time at this school outside of that little situation. I didn't really meet too many friends at this school. It was just like, I just went there and I was just really shy. You know what I mean? So it wasn't, I always just kind of like hung out by myself at like recess and like PE and stuff. I might interact with people, but basically I was just by myself. I got my glasses. I could finally see. And y'all, my first time putting on glasses was just like, your first time taking a trip overseas and you see how beautiful it is somewhere else or something. It was just like that. It was just like, oh my God, like this moment. Everything was so clear and I could just see everything. It was just like a really beautiful feeling. So I was just really happy, and I really liked this school, and I learned American Sign Language there. I don't remember it. I don't know how to do it now, but at that time I did learn American Sign Language, which was really cool. And that stuck with me for a few years, but after so long, you don't practice it, you don't remember the shit. Okay, boom. So here comes 5th grade year. Okay, this is where shit starts to go left, living in Concord, okay, in a predominantly white area. So I'm going to El Dorado. Now, like I told y'all, my sister's older than me, so of course I'm going there for 5th grade. She's going to 6th grade. So I wasn't gonna have my sister there. So like y'all, I'm telling you, me and my sister only went to school like a few times together. It would be like, as soon as we went to school together, then we didn't go to school together. It was just like crazy. Like we always was kind of going to different schools, or by the time I'm going to that school, she going to the next grade to another school. So she's going to, I think the school is called like Concord. So I don't know my sister's experience at El Dorado. Was this El Dorado? I think the school called El Dorado. If not, I'm just calling it El Dorado because that's what I remember. So I don't remember my sister having any negative experiences. If she did, she didn't talk to me about it, or I just don't remember. So my first day there, I had already knew like it was gonna be awkward. So I think my mom did drop me off like the first few days, okay? Because my school was close enough to where no bus would come get you from my neighborhood. You either got dropped off, you walked, you took the bus. Now, it wasn't close enough to like, it was like, if you walked, it was like 20 minutes or more. So eventually we started like riding our bikes to school. I would ride my bike to school, but the first few days or whatever, my mom was taking me to school. But anyways, my first day was one of the most uncomfortable situations I had ever been in as a child. Mind you, I've been in crazy, uncomfortable situations as a child, but this was just like the first time I realized racism. I don't even want to say racist. I don't want to say anybody was necessarily racist. I will just say this is when I realized like certain people weren't exposed to Black people a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the school, I walk in, and instantly everybody's looking at me. Like everybody is looking at me. Mind you, I think I had my hair in like braids or something. So I'm looking very Black. You know what I mean? Very Black. And everybody's not. Everybody was predominantly white. There was like no Mexicans, no other races, no none of that. Like everybody, I think there may have been like in this whole entire school, maybe 4 other Black people and 1 Black teacher. So I'm just looking around like, oh my God, I don't see nobody that look like me. I don't see nobody that look like me here. So I'm instantly like nervous. I'm just like, it's like being in a whole nother world. Like I had never been exposed to anything like this. And I'm in motherfucking 5th grade and I'm just like, this is weird. This is awkward as hell. Like I'm so, like I felt so out of place. So I find like, you know, you line up on your line. I find my line because, you know, we did the registration. You know, I know who my teacher is. I know I don't know what she looked like, but you know, they tell you your teacher, your classes or whatever. So I go to my line and I'm just thinking like, okay, maybe more brown people will show up later on, but no. So literally, it just felt like, I felt like people looked at me like, ew. That's how it felt to me. Like nobody spoke to me. Like my primary teacher that I had, like she barely even said anything to me. Mind you, you know, I got this Trishayla ass name. So like they're calling names. And of course she said my name like Trash Shayla. And I'm just like looking at her like, bitch, that's not my motherfucking name. If you didn't know how to say my name, you could have just said Miss Scott or asked me how to say my fucking name. Because why would my name be Trash Shayla? I get it, trash is in the name, but why would somebody name their kids Fresh Shayla? Like, I get it, you know, Black people be naming their kids all kind of crazy ghetto ass shit, but come on now, bitch. She had me fucked up. You know, so they calling the roll call. And I'm just like, oh no, that's not how you say my name. It's Trishayla. And she was just like, oh, okay. So I was just like, all right, like, okay, bitch. You know, but I'm just like, all right, cool. So instantly, we're going to call this girl Heather. Now, Heather was like a friend of me. I don't know if she was racist or if she was just curious about black people. Like, I don't know. But instantly this girl Heather, she comes up to me. She's like, "Hi, I'm Heather. You must be new to our school." And I'm just like, "Yeah, this is my first day." And she's just like, "Oh, you must not be from around here." And I'm just like, "No, I'm from a different city. I'm from Pittsburgh." Like, no, I'm not from around here. Like, I'm not. I'm absolutely not. And I'm glad you can tell I am not from around here. But at first she came off as like really cool, really sweet, really nice. So instantly I'm thinking like, okay, this is gonna be my friend. Okay, so we go into our class and things is cool. I sat in the back, which I had asked the teacher because at this point in time I had glasses, but I wanted to sit in the front. I don't know why, but like I felt safer sitting in the front. So I had asked the teacher like, "Oh, can I sit in the front?" Like, I can't see really well, and I just think it would be best if I sit in the front. And she instantly was just like, "No, I already picked out the seats. You're sitting here," which was in the back. So I'm just like, it's hard for me to see though from that far. And she was like, "But don't you wear glasses?" And I'm just like, "Well, yeah, but it's still kind of hard for me to see. Mind you, I'm tiny, but so it's just like if somebody's sitting in front of me and they're taller than me, I can't see the board or whatever." So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I don't really say too much. I don't go back and forth with her because I'm just like, okay, whatever. So in class, it would just be like hella weird. Like, say, the teacher wants us to participate and, you're supposed to raise your hand and stuff. I would raise my hand to answer questions. And like my main teacher, she never like would call on me or like pick on me to like answer questions and stuff like that. So, it would start really making me feel some type of way. And I'm shy at that time, but I was still like a badass kid on the low, I just didn't let people know that. Like, you had to be a kid outside in my old neighborhood to know I was a badass kid. Other than that, I would come off just so sweet, shy, innocent. So in my mind, I'm just like, this bitch got me fucked up. Like, who the fuck she thinks she is? Like, bitch. She never want to fucking call on me, and I know the answer, and she call on these other fucking kids and they getting the answer wrong. I just was just like, okay, this bitch just don't like me. And at the time, like at first I wasn't thinking because I was brown and nobody else in my classroom was brown. So I just want y'all to imagine, and this is any race, you just imagine being somewhere and you're that only race there. It's uncomfortable. It's like uncomfortable when you're surrounded by people you cannot relate to. So it was just like so uncomfortable, and it was just making me like sad as the days going on. But mind you, I had my friend Heather, and at first Heather was cool, and then Heather started being kind of weird. Heather started fucking asking me just like the dumbest fucking questions. And then after so long, I started catching on like, okay, bitch, like you want to be my friend to like, I don't know, like pick and ask me questions about black people. And so it wasn't like, it was just like, I don't know. Was she prejudiced? She don't know better. We're kids. She just curious. I don't know, but it was uncomfortable. So I remember one time, we outside, we're playing, well, we're not playing. Yeah, we're outside, we're playing. And at that time, y'all, tetherball was my motherfucking thing. And so we're playing tetherball, and y'all, I have perfected tetherball because at our old house, we had a tetherball thing, and like we would have tetherball tournaments at our house and at school. So I was like a motherfucking pro. So I would go on the tetherball, courts, and I'm whooping everybody. I'm beating all the little kids, okay? Like, cause I'm a pro at this. Like, they probably playing for play, and I'm out there playing like this is a motherfucking, real sport out here. And then I remember one day she had asked me, she was like, "I think you're so good at tetherball because you're black." And I was like, And at that time, I don't know any better as far as like black people are better in sports, like type thing. Like that shit's not running through my mind. So I'm like, what do you mean by that? And she was like, well, black people are just better at sports. And so I'm just like, okay, I guess I guess you can say that. I don't know. Like at the time, I'm not like a sports person. I mean, my mom loved football and stuff. So of course, in basketball. So of course, like sports would be on, but I'm not like, I don't care about those things at that time. I don't care about like a skin color and who's better at shit. Like shit like that is just not irrelevant to me because of how diverse I grew up in the neighborhood that I came from. That was like never like a thing, you know, and I get at that time, like it wasn't like a fucking thing yet. So I'm just like, all right. And then I was just like, you know, I was just like, okay, that's a weird question to ask somebody. And like another thing, like I remember one time she was talking to me and like she put her fucking hand in my mouth and like lifted up, you know, my lips. And you know, at the time, like it's going away, like it's clearing up, y'all. But my gums used to be like really, really, really dark. And she was just like, are your gums black because you're black? Because all the black people I see, they have black gums. And I was just like, well, bitch, I don't know. I don't know every fucking black person. I'm just looking in their mouth and looking at their gums. Like, again, at the fucking time, that kind of shit is fucking irrelevant to me. I'm fucking in 5th grade. Bitch, I don't care. I don't care. I don't even want to be here. I hate it here. Like, I hated, like, y'all do not understand. When I knew we was leaving Pittsburgh and we was leaving Willow Cove, because Willow Cove is when I really started liking Toby. And if y'all in the membership, y'all know, because y'all know. I was so mad because it was just like, oh my god, like I had knew Toby already because Lee lived in the neighborhood, and of course, you know, my sister then was going through, so I knew him. But it was like when I actually started going to school with him and I started liking him, and it was just like, damn, now I'm being snatched away from my crush. So it was just like devastating. So yeah, so she would just ask me like little stuff like that. So mind you, like one of the weirdest experiences that I had at this school, so we used to have a program called Dare, which they don't do now. And I don't know what Dare was supposed to do, because most people I know do drugs. So I think Dare kind of did like the fucking opposite for my generation. And that's probably why they stopped doing that shit, because it was like you was introducing kids to drugs we didn't even fucking know about. So it made us probably more interested in doing it than not fucking doing it. So we had this program called Dare. And the Dare teacher, he was strange, okay? But whatever. So he was cool though. But as we're going through and they're talking about like, don't do drugs, you know, that's what Dare stand for, don't do drugs or whatever. Somebody in the class asked, like, they had asked me, oh, does your family do drugs? Because you're black and black people do drugs. And bitch, I was shook as. Bitch, I didn't know what to say. I was like, huh? Now, mind you, my mom and her boyfriend at the time, you know, before we moved to Concord, they smoked the tree skis, but I didn't know like fully. I didn't understand it all the way. Now I knew they smoked weed because I could smell it, and then, you know, as being a kid, you know, y'all talk, you know, other people talk, like, so I knew what like weed was, but I didn't think weed was like a drug or like a bad thing until I started taking Dare. And so I'm just like, mind you, I'm not gonna tell them that, you know, I knew better than that, because, you know, my mom would tell her whatever goes on in my motherfucking house stays in my motherfucking house. Don't you be outside telling motherfuckers my business, okay? So yeah, so I'm just like, what? I'm like, no, like, mind you, everybody in the classroom is white and they're all looking at me like, yeah, you're black. Do your family do drugs? And I'm just like, what the fuck, y'all? Like, I was so fucking uncomfortable. Like, I'm just like, no, like, why would, like, I was just like, why would you think that? And again, she was like, because like I said, black people do drugs. Mind you, this some random girl in the fucking classroom asking me this. And I'm just like, mind you, the teacher don't say anything. You would think like the teacher would be like, don't say that, that's messed up. No. So I'm just like tearing up because I'm just like, what the fuck? Mind you, then everybody in the classroom starts fucking laughing. They're laughing. So I'm just like, this is like so weird. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm tearing up. I get out, I walk out the fucking classroom, I go to the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom like crying because I'm just like, this is so fucking weird. Like this is so strange. So that had happened, and I think I had went and told my mom, and then my mom had went up to the school and probably went off on them motherfuckers. And then they had switched me to another class, and it was a black teacher. And he was so cool. Mind you, all the kids loved him. Like, he was like the coolest fucking teacher at this class. Like, I can't remember his name, but he was so cool. So now I'm in his class, and I'm not in my old class anymore. So I would only see like Heather on like recess, lunch, shit like that. And then I remember one day she had asked me, she was just like, oh, did they put you in, let's just say, Mr. Barnes' class because you're black and he's black? And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, probably. I mean, she was really right. They probably put me in that class because I went crying to my mama. My mama probably went up there and was just like, what the fuck going on? And they didn't want to catch a case. So they was just like, well, let's put her in a black classroom. What the fuck difference is that going to do? It's still all white kids in the goddamn class. Like, at that, like, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna be the only black kid in that class. You know, of course, kids are not gonna probably say weird shit like that to a teacher. They're gonna want to ask me those fucking weird ass questions. So I remember one day we having like a field day or whatever. Mind you, my hair probably still in braids. And I remember Heather started being like mean girlfriend. Like, she had came up to me and like she had pulled my hair, like pulled my braids, and I was like, what is you doing? And she was just like, oh, I just wanted to see if your hair would come out. Because isn't your hair fake? Isn't your hair not real? Because black people don't have real hair, huh? So I'm just like, I do have real hair, but my real hair is in the braids. And she was like, that doesn't make sense. That's weird. Why wouldn't you just wear your real hair? And I'm just like, you know, at that time, I don't know the explanation. I'm just like, because I like my hair in braids. Like, it's cute. It's easy to do. Like, that's just what my mom gets done to my hair. Like, I'm a kid. Like, bitch, I don't know you asking me this weird ass shit. So I get mad at her and I push her because I'm just like, bitch. Mind you, she had a group of friends that I would hang around with by default. Like, I don't think they was too fond of me. And this is how I just want to say too, I just want to interrupt here. As I've got older, I've learned racism is learned. Like, they had to be like learning this type of behavior at home. Now, 50-50, probably curious and learning racist shit at home. Because it's just like, the shit that was happening at the school to me was just very fucking mind-blowing. So it would be times like in this situation, like the girls would like double team on me and they would start saying like weird stuff. And they'd be like, oh, y'all. One of the girls was like, oh, you're just mad because your skin is dirty. And I was like, dirty? Like, what this bitch talking about? Like, I'm not dirty. She was like, yeah, black people are black because you guys are dirty and that's why your skin is dark. Y'all, when I tell you, I was literally crying, furious, mad. So I got the tetherball and I threw that shit at her and I hit her with it. The teachers want to come. They all, oh, you hit her with the tetherball. I'm telling them like it was an accident. Because, boo-boo, what the fuck you mean? Like, I don't know too much about, like, being prejudiced or racist. But, bitch, I know that was racist, what you just fucking said, bitch. And I should beat your fucking ass. Because how dare you tell me I'm jealous or mad because my skin is brown, which means I'm dirty. And y'all, after that, like, me and Heather kind of stopped being friends, and like kids, her friends and stuff would come up to me and like bully me, push me, and like scratch my skin. And they'd be like, let's see if we can scratch the dirt off her. Let's see if we can scratch the black off of her, the brown off her, and just saying shit like that, y'all. So that shit was just like hella really getting to me. Like, I would just be in the bathroom during lunch, or like if the dare teacher was there. The dare teacher was cool. He would like let me chill in the classroom, or I would just chill in the classroom with Mr. Barnes, because I was kind of telling Mr. Barnes like what was going on. And of course he understood, because he was the only black teacher full of white teachers. So I guess he could probably relate to me being like one of the only black kids in a predominantly white school. So boom, that had happened. And you know, like just little stuff like that was going on. And I do want to say, like, they was teaching us sex ed in this class. Like, we had learned about, and I guess that was a good thing, because y'all, I actually started my period in 5th grade at this school, and that was hella embarrassing. I'm on the monkey bars, and all of a sudden, I don't know, I must have had on something light, or like jeans or something. Is you done? Okay, I can proceed. Okay. All right. Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna talk over the dogs fucking barking because they don't want to shut the fuck up. So yeah, anyways, so I was on the monkey bars, and of course my, you know, period started. I'm bleeding or whatever. And then one of the girls was like, ew, ew, you got red stuff between your legs. Oh my gosh, that's so nasty. See, black people are dirty. See, that's just nasty. What is on your pants? What is on your pants? And I'm just like, bitch, I don't know. So I get off the monkey bars and I go to the bathroom, and I'm just thinking like, oh shit, I think I started my period. Because mind you, we was learning like sex ed shit. Like we learned, I seen a video of a bitch giving birth to a baby, hella shit. I don't know. We wasn't doing this kind of shit in the Pittsburgh schools until I was in middle school. But I'm telling you, I was in 5th grade and they was teaching us all this shit. But I guess it was a good thing, because then I kind of knew what a period was. But it was just still like, I don't know. Do they teach that kind of stuff in elementary now? I don't think so, because I don't think my son took no motherfucking class like that. And if so, I probably opted him out, because what the fuck does kids need to know about a sex ed? I get the whole period thing, but I feel like that should be a girl thing. Mind you, we learned all this shit. It's boys and girls in this class watching this stuff. It was just very strange that they was teaching these things in 5th grade. So yeah, I got teased for that. And it was just like, you know, I kind of just started telling my mom a little bit, and that's when she kind of started like breaking down like, you know, racism, prejudice, you know, they just probably not used to being around black people or whatever. And I'm just telling her like, but you know, it's uncomfortable. Like, you know, like I don't like it. Like I feel weird. Like I feel out of place. Like I feel so uncomfortable at school or whatever. And I didn't understand, but my mom was like, you know, we're not going to be here for long. I'm just thinking like, okay, whatever. So, what had happened? We had a flag day, and if y'all don't know what flag day is, like field day or whatever, we had a field day at this school, and, you know, I'm having fun, I'm participating and stuff, but it would just be like certain stuff. Everybody would like gang up on me or like pick up on me. Like we was having like a water fight, and just like everybody was like wetting me and throwing water on me and throwing the balloons on me and laughing and shit. So it became like unfun. But I don't know, I guess Heather had a change of heart, and then she started sticking up for me, and she was telling everybody, stop being mean to her, this is my friend, whatever. I don't know. And then we kind of came cool after that. So one thing I did really like about this school, we did go on a 5th grade trip. Now this 5th grade trip, y'all, was very fucking interesting, okay? I had a love-hate relationship with this goddamn 5th grade trip. So really, I didn't want to go because I had never been away from my mom for a long period of time since I had been back with her. So I had issues with not being away from my mom for a long period of time. Even when I was in school, like it would be days I would like play sick or, you know, act like something was wrong so I can go home because I wanted to be by my mom. I had very much attachment issues to my mom because I just felt like me being away from her too long, I may not see her again. So just we was going to be there for a whole week. So I'm like, I don't, you know, I really don't want to go. I don't want to be around all these fucking white people for a whole fucking week and I'm away from my mom and then we're far away. Like, I don't want to do this. So I'm telling my mom, like, I don't want to go to this trip. Like, I'd rather just stay home for a week and be at the house just chilling. Like, that's what I would rather be doing. But no, my mom was like, no, you should go. You're going to have a good time. Like, you know, you're going to go. So I'm just like, oh my fucking God. So I'm dreading going on this trip. I'm like crying because I really don't want to go on this trip. Now, I'm glad I did go, but it was a lot of fuck shit happening during this trip. So the day come, we're going on a camping trip, right? So we're gonna be staying camping, and y'all know how, you know, I'm not dumb back then. You know, I know how it is. You know, black folks, we don't be going camping and all that kind of shit. So I'm already scared to be going camping with a whole bunch of white folks. I didn't seen a couple movies, and I know, you know, the black people always the first motherfuckers to die on this kind of shit. So I'm just like scared as hell. But y'all had got my hair braided in like some singles, like rebraided. Oh, I missed some shit. I remember at one point I did have to take my hair out, and one of the little bitches called me bald headed. She was like, see, I knew black people didn't have hair. You're bald headed. Why you don't have that much hair? Your hair is hella small. You don't got that da-da-da. So they was teasing me like that. So yeah, before the camping trip, my mama had got my hair braided. Cause who was gonna be doing my hair? Them white folks? No. Okay. Not to say it like that. I love white people. I love white friends. I wish I had more white friends. So don't think I'm racist or nothing, y'all. I talk about black folks when I talk about white folks, about everybody. Because I be saying black folks is ghetto all the time. So don't think I'm racist or prejudiced or nothing. I talk about every race, everybody the same. So that's not what it is going on over here. I'm just sharing my experience that I had with y'all. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Okay. So boom, the camping trip. So the day come, we at the school, we getting on the bus. Our parents leave as we get on the bus, and you know, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm gonna sit in the front because I'm not sitting in the back with these motherfucking kids, because I know what goes down on the back of the bus. That's when motherfuckers want to pick on you and try to beat you up and be trying to punk you. I know how to go because we used to do that shit when I lived in goddamn Pittsburgh. It goes down in the back of the bus, and I'm like, I don't want to be in the back of the bus with a whole bunch of white kids. Okay, I'd rather sit in the front with a teacher or something because I don't want to fucking sit in the back. So as we're getting on the bus, I sit in the front, and one of the kids say, oh, shouldn't she be sitting in the back? Don't black people sit in the back of the bus? Bitch, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, what the hell? Like, so Mr. Barn was obviously, you know, my teacher get on the bus. He was like, hey, don't say that. Da, 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 da. You can't come on the trip. So he made the little boy get off the bus, and he went talked to the principal or whatever, and that kid couldn't come on the trip. Like, they parents had to come pick them up and stuff. So I'm just like sitting on the bus, I'm crying, and I'm telling him like, I want to go home, like call my mom, I don't want to go on the trip. And he's just like, it's gonna be fine. Like, and I'm like, no, because when we get to the camp, like, it's separated by boy girl. Like, I'm not gonna be, you know, around you until we do like activities. Like, I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. And he was just like telling, he was like, you're gonna be fine. If anyone messes with you or say anything to you, just come and tell me. So I'm just like, oh my God. So we get on the bus, we on the way there, and this is when I first knew I loved like trips. I mean, we always took trips when I was a kid, but like, this was like, I love the scenery. Like, it was cool. We went to this campsite. I don't know where we went camping. I don't know what city or anything we was in. So we get to the camp and we all get situated. Like they tell us, you know, which cabins we're gonna be in and all that. And I was really happy they gave me a top bunk, so you know I wasn't down below at the bottom or nothing. Nobody could throw shit on me or anything weird shit like that. So Heather was actually my bottom bunk and I'm at the top and I get settled in. And like y'all, that first night I really cried because I was just like, what the fuck? Like I'm way somewhere else with all these motherfucking white folks who obviously got a problem with me. Like this is gonna be interesting as fuck. So that next day come, we get up, we get breakfast and we do like an activity. Everything was pretty much cool at this trip until like we did like horseback riding. We did so much stuff on this trip. I will say, like, as far as like that, and don't get me wrong, like the education at the school was like really good. Like I will say that, like coming from Pittsburgh to Concord, going to school out there, I will say, you know, I guess because it's not, you know, I don't want to say because it's predominantly white, but that's what it was. You know, where I'm coming from, it's like very ethnic. It's not as polished as I guess you could say it's Concord or whatever. So the education was definitely better. And like the trips and all that kind of stuff, you know, field trips and extracurricular activities was just very different and better. So one of the days, we're on the trip and one of the girls is just like messing with me. Oh, because my one of the y'all, I didn't know how to like wrap my hair, tie my hair up. So one of the days I had took a shower and I had wet my braids because we had went swimming. So I wet my braids to wash the chlorine out because I didn't know like you didn't really need to do that. I didn't know that. So I rinsed my braids and y'all know like braids will stay wet hella long unless you out in the sun or you blow dry them. So my hair was like dripping and I guess I don't know, a situation had happened where a girl slipped and she got mad because like I had been dripping water in our little cabin and she slipped or whatever, you know, whatever. So we're doing this, we're going hiking and everything's going cool. Like I'm loving it. Like I'm having a cool time. Everybody's being cool for the most part. And the girl who had slipped and fell, like she had came up behind me and she had pushed me, and I'm next to what I call her, Heather. I think that's what I call her, Heather. And so me and Heather fall and we fall into a poison ivy bush. Or is it a bush, tree, whatever you want to call it. We fall into some poison ivy. Now, we didn't know when we had failed that that's what it was, but like we got up or whatever. And I'm like, why would you push me? Like, what's wrong with you? She was like, I tripped. And I'm like, you did not trip. Like, you pushed me on purpose. Like, we're going back and forth arguing. And then like, y'all, my whole legs and arm, like where I felt like I just started getting so itchy. Me and Heather just started getting like super fucking itchy and turning red and shit. Mind you, I already got eczema, so my skin already sensitive and shit. Heather, goddamn, she was one of them white girls who was white as hell. Like she was so goddamn pale. Like she was so white. So she red as hell, breaking out. I'm turning red, breaking out. We're just like itching, like to the point where like I'm crying, like it's hurting, it's like stinging, burning. And so ooh, y'all, my little nose ring falling off. So one of the camp people came over there and was like, oh my god, you guys fell into the poison ivy. They had to rush us in there and put the shit and do this and do all of this. I can't remember everything, like put ointment on us, and the paramedics had to come out, hella shit. So for like 2 days of the trip, like me and Heather, we couldn't like do stuff with the other kids, and like we was just like stuck in the room or whatever, and we had to just do activities on the campsite or whatever. And that shit had me so fucking mad. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna catch this bitch. Like she got me fucked up. Like, bitch, you done took 2 days off, like a day or so, and I gotta be stuck in the campsite. We can't go do the activities outside. Bitch. So it was one of the days, I think this was like the last day. So we're like eating our lunch or whatever, and I like bumped into her and like made her food fall. Oh, y'all, why would I do that? Oh, she gets mad, she's going off, and the other kids, they chiming in, and they're like, why are you messing with her? You've been messing with her this whole time. They're all like ganging up on shit on me. And then like, I'm just like, it was an accident. Like how she accidentally pushed me, and then I fell into Heather, and then we fell into this motherfucking poison ivy, and now I'm fucking fucked up. My skin is fucking enraged, bitch. Yeah, like if you could do it, I could do it. We could do it. We could play. Cause bitch, I'm petty. If you didn't know, like I like to be petty. Don't fucking test my pettiness, bitch. Cause we can go toe to toe on this petty shit. So they're like ganging up on me, and there was like, one of the kids was like, see, black people are violent, and this is why my parents don't like black people. So I'm like, fuck your parents. I don't care. So yeah, the camp people come, they're breaking it up and stuff. I'm crying, y'all, because I'm a big ass motherfucking crybaby. And I'm just like, I just felt so just out of place. And so I find Mr. Barn, and I'm telling him what happened. And he's just like, you know, what is my mama? Oh, I think I heard my mama. I'm just telling him what happened or whatever, because I'm just like crying. He's just like comforting me, and I'm just like, I'm so ready to go home. Like, I'm ready to go home. Like, I was having a good time at first, and all this shit fucking happened. Like, I'm so ready to go home. So the next day we was headed home or whatever, and yeah, I never went back to that school. We had ended up moving to Georgia, and yeah, that was like, that's a whole nother bullying thing as well, living in Georgia. Like, it's like I came from one being bullied situation by a whole bunch of white kids to now I'm about to be bullied by a whole bunch of black kids, my own kind, my own race of people. And y'all gonna hear how that went on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. So this is gonna be like a little mini series of, you know, events like this. I'm gonna tell this little mini series and events. So this is gonna be like my elementary to high school journey of being like bullied. So this was like one of my really first, you know, times being bullied, and, you know, feeling like I wasn't good enough, and that feeling like being black was bad. That's how it was starting to make me feel like, oh my gosh, being black is not good, because like, why are these people treating me like this because of my skin color? Like, I'm not violent. I'm not doing anything to them. I'm not, you know, what they're trying to say I am. Oh yeah, and then we had did like a little when they started doing the Black History shit, that was uncomfortable. I forgot to tell y'all about that. Like, when we was going through that, we only went through it like a little bit, and, you know, elementary, they don't really go through it too much, but that was the most fucking uncomfortable shit as well. Like, when they started talking about like slavery and everything, then the teacher would that's when the teacher would want to call on me and ask me questions and shit. And that's how I knew this bitch was a motherfucking racist ass bitch too, because I'm telling y'all, up until that point in the school year, like, she would not call on me. She would not like pick me to answer questions or come up to the board or do any of that shit in her class, because I think I was in her class from, you know, the beginning of the school year to like March, and then from the rest of the year I was in Mr. Barnes' class. So yeah, and that's when I start really learning about slavery and racism and shit. And that's when I start realizing like, oh, some of these people are either fucking prejudiced or racist, and they don't like black people. Because it's one thing to just be curious about another race, which I thought that's what Heather was. I feel like she probably had parents at home who probably at some point talked bad about black people. And then her having a friend that was black, I felt like she just had a lot of questions. She was just like, you know, she just was curious. Like, you're not what I'm being told at home a black person is, or I've heard. So I just think she was just like conflicted between like, do I like black people? Do I not like black people? I don't know. But yeah, like, I was definitely bullied at this school. Like, a lot of other little stuff would go on. Like, people would push me, pull my hair. Like I said, they would come up to me and like scratch on my skin and tell me I'm dirty and just stuff like that. And it was just like, I wasn't really telling my mom everything that was going on, because it was just like, I felt like my mama had a lot going on, and I don't know, I was a kid, you know. Certain things, it was just like, I didn't tell my mom, even though I probably should have told her more what was going on, because maybe she could have like took me out to school or something, I don't know. But yeah, like, I just felt so terrible going to that school. And then when I found out we was gonna be moving to Georgia, like I was so excited because I'm just like, oh my God, like from what I see on TV and like music videos, it's gonna be a lot of people that look like me. So I was kind of excited. But I'm not going to talk on that because that's going to be in the next week's video. And if y'all don't remember, like I said, for the week of November, I'm not going to be dropping as many story times a week. I'm probably only going to drop one story time a week, and then other like little videos around it. And then in December, I'm going to go do the call center series and talk about some other like Christmassy time story times. Okay. So yeah, but I just want to say, if you've been bullied before because of your skin color, and don't get me wrong, like I don't want to say, like, I know I've had white friends. I have white friends, and I know they've been bullied because they were white. So it's just like, I just want to tell anyone out there who's been bullied because of their skin color or their race, like, you know, talk about it with your people, your family, or, you know, tell somebody, because that's not okay. It's not okay for somebody to bully you because of how you were born. It's just like, you cannot help the race or the skin color you have. You cannot choose that kind of stuff. And it's not okay for people to, you know, make fun of you or tease you or bully you because of it, you know. And I just pray any young kids, girls, hopefully not no kids watching me, but girls out there, I do know some of y'all young ass girls watch me, because some of my son friends watch me. Y'all need to not be watching my videos. Don't be doing that. But, you know, school is hard, and people are going to pick on you and tease on you because of shit you cannot control. And I just want you to know you're beautiful, no matter what your skin color is, no matter what your race is, no matter what you look like. Love yourself and keep telling yourself you are enough. You are perfect the way you are, because you cannot help the way you were born. And it's just crazy nowadays how girls just go and do all this stuff to their skin, their face, their hair, their body, because most likely they were teased at some point, or some guy teased them, and they feel like they need to go change certain things about themselves to be loved or be liked by people. And that's not true. If you are going to do those type of things, do it because you want to. Like, I hate my bags. Like, no one ever, I mean, I used to get teased a little bit, and we'll go through that when I get to that story time. But I don't want to get my bags removed for me. I just don't like them. It's at times they feel so heavy, and they kind of like hurt my eyes. Like, I feel like, you know, so it's just a personal thing. I don't know if I will ever, but I want to. If I can, I will one day if it seems like the right thing to do. But, you know, that's one thing, you know, I want to get removed one day. And y'all, I have been thinking about getting lip fillers, but I haven't seen any that I was just like, I like how they look over time. Like, I just want my top lip to be like, ooh, not like that, like a little bit bigger, just like the tiniest bit bigger. Like, I just want like it. I don't know. Do I even like that? I just want it to be a little bigger. But, and nobody's ever teased me about my lips or anything like that. If anything, people love my lips, but I don't know. I just want them to be like a little bigger. It's just a top lip. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna ever really do it. I might. I don't know, y'all. But I've been thinking about it. So, y'all let me know down below. But yeah, this video is long. And yeah, like, again, I just want to say, please don't take offense. Please don't be mean in the comments, okay? You know, we were kids. And again, like, I don't fault a kid for doing or saying anything that's racist or prejudiced. They're learning that from home, or they're not being taught about different races. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell a lot of the kids there had never been around Black people a lot, just by the questions they would ask, like, oh, what kind of food do you eat? And just dumb shit they would just ask me about Black people. You know, me, I've been around all different kind of races, so I never felt to ask. You know, I've been exposed to every type of race, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I guess I've been blessed to be very diverse in my life and being exposed to every type of race at a young age where I didn't feel, you know, that I needed to ask certain questions about different races. I mean, you might ask certain people of like different cultures, like, oh, but not in a way to where it's just like, ill. But again, kids learn shit from home. So if you got kids, please be teaching your kids to be kind to people and how to ask people questions of different races or different cultures, because yeah, they could be offending people because they don't know any better. And watch the type of stuff y'all be saying at home. Like, I be having to watch like certain little stuff, if my skin color, we be saying certain stuff. We be like, oh, that's, them people stuff. And I be having to watch that kind of stuff because I don't want my son to think like I don't like a certain race because of certain things I may say. So I have been really watching that because I'm not racist or prejudiced. I love all races. So yeah, I hope y'all fucking enjoyed this video, and be nice in them comments and don't be saying, too much crazy shit. But tell me, let me know if you ever been through something like this before. Let me know down below, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next video where I'm gonna talk about my experience living in Georgia. Okay, yeah, deuces. Oh wait, hold on, I didn't even do my little I'm a vibe, you a vibe, we should vibe, so you should wait, you should like, comment, share, and subscribe, but only if you want to, only if you want to, only if you want to. If you want extra juicy tea, go ahead to my membership. The link is in the description below. Go join the membership, or if you already joined the membership and you don't know, there is a new video up. And y'all, I might drop a picture of who some people is, because I feel like y'all need to know what some of these people look like, but only certain people that I know, like, y'all couldn't and never ever find. Yeah, so I think I might drop a picture, this old picture of me, Lee, my sister, longtime friend, and longtime friend's sister. I might drop that picture so y'all can see who longtime friend is, who longtime sister is, and Lee is white and Portuguese. A longtime friend is Mexican, her sister. So yeah, I think I'll be forgetting to tell what races some of these people is sometimes. But yeah, Lee was white and longtime friend was Mexican. But yeah, I'm just like rambling at this point, but I just look cute. But y'all, yeah, I'm recording this. What's today? This is Sunday the 5th. Y'all gonna see this probably Wednesday. I think Wednesday. So Wednesday the 8th, y'all should be seeing this. Yeah, anyways, let me go. Deuces.